Hi everyone, it's Jean. It's been a very fun but chaotic day. I have with me a pile of painted papers. You can see from my hands I've been painting today. I got a brand new jelly plate from Michael's. They were on sale for $20, which I thought was really a great deal. And I bought two. So I am set in case anything happens to jelly plate 1, or if I get so into jelly plating that I need to have more than one going at one time. Well, I do have to say I'm very much a newbie when it comes to doing pulling prints and using the gel plate. It's a lot of fun, however, and it's a lot of mess, and you get some really beautiful papers. Some you think, what in the world did I do? And other ones, they do have some potential. So what I used for these prints were mainly cheap acrylic apple barrel colors. I didn't really stick to a specific color scheme, only because I know for myself, the colors that I like may not be the colors that everyone else likes. So I try to keep a variety going so that my viewers will enjoy the colors that I have printed. So this first one, it was a double print. So it's purplish and pink. And then with putting some more of another layer on top of it, it kind of gives you a little bit of a gray tinge. I'll just go through these real quick, and then I want to show you what we can do to elevate them a little bit. So this was a print that I did with Distress Oxide and 2 flower stencils. So kind of cute, but there's a lot of white area. This is a stencil from PM Artist Studio that I won. It's an iris, kind of a cool print, but I'd like to do some other things with that. This one, if you look at it from the point of view of the camera, you can see underneath that there were 2 flower stencils there. So this is interesting. See how we can highlight those. This is beautiful. I used some Dilution spray ink on my gel plate, and also just with the regular paint mixed in. So we got a really interesting look here. This is not really anything, except for when you turn it, you can see that it is metallic. This one, I kind of like it because initially I don't really use red when I think of, red being a color that I would pull out and use on a regular basis. But I love how this pink and even some of the blue is showing through on that with the stencil that was laid down. This one is cool, but I don't know, I think this was definitely spray, but I'm not sure how I got like the smearing marks. I'm thinking they may have come from either because the plate was a little bit wet or I had too much paint on there. Here's one that does have a slight shimmer to it and some different colors. This, of course, was just a small stencil on this side and then plain on this side. It's really interesting when you cover the plate any paint that's still on there from the bottom is going to show through, and that makes really interesting piece. Now this was paint and also spray, but I crumpled up the paper because I wanted to get kind of some ridges in there. So this is a technique I need to work more on. Here is another one, just kind of experiment. Here is a stenciled piece, P&M Artist Studio stencil. This was a stencil I had, and this one was as well. I did some things on some printed paper so I could kind of see what this looks like. And I'm really loving this because it's giving me the basis for, if I hold it this way, it's giving me grass, tree branches here. And I think this is going to be a really cool piece to draw on and doodle on and work on. So here is one that I added some black Dilutions ink spray. Kind of cool. This one is just there. This one as well I did on the paper, and it didn't quite come out as I wanted it to, but it's still interesting in smaller pieces. These can be cut up and used for collage, or torn and used for collage, and I think I'm seeing a little bit of a metallic on this one. Now this one I absolutely love, and this was a P&M Artist Studio stencil that I was gifted, and I really love how this came out on the book page. I did one in total green because I don't know, maybe I'm gonna need some leaves or something. This one I was trying to get a beautiful sky and then more of a beach look here, but it didn't quite turn out that way. So some of these I may pull again with other colors and other designs, maybe a stencil, but I'm not sure. Now this one, I love it just because it has the green, but it also has these marks of purple in it, so it's not like an in-your-face green color. Here's another checked or pattern one with the distressed oxides. Here is one with the same distress oxides, but I sprayed them, so they moved around a bit. This is a really pretty print. This is also very light print that I used with some of the oxide sprays and a stencil. Here's something interesting that I think that would be good for collage. I put this on a piece of music. And it's interesting, but not exactly what I was going for. This is another cool one that I like from that same stencil I showed you earlier. Here's another stencil. Some of my stencils are not big enough for the 8x10 sheet. This is, I don't know where I put it. It's a little piece that came off of it's like a spool that came off of a ribbon. I don't know where I laid it. It came off of the ribbon when it was done. That was the spool that was left. So I just used it to make some designs on the paper, and I love the kind of yellowing. And then here's like some red that came through. I did it on a pink one as well. And I think this is really cool. This will be a fabulous one for doodling. And then this last one is just a purple one. So I want to take a couple of these out. We'll try the red one. Let's see. We'll try this one. And I want to do something with this lighter one, and I want to do something with the circles. So that's probably all that I'll be able to get to today. But since I have my plate, I can continue to work on it, and I want to try different mediums. I have watercolor, I have so many stamps, I have gelatos, I have tempera paints. So I have a lot of things that could possibly be used. So we'll see what happens with that. So let me set these aside. And just to let you know, I used what's called sulfite paper. So it has a tiny bit of texture to it. It's kind of rough. It's not, it's a little bit heavier weight than copy paper. And as you can see, it's bigger than 8 by 10. And I thought that would just be the best because 8 by 10 and getting it positioned specifically on that gel plate is a little bit hard. So I'm just using the larger ones to kind of make sure I get a kind of normal print. So I'm going to use this red, and I'm trying to think. I see in it a little bit of blue, and I think what I'm going to work with on this is a Posca in red, because this Posca red, it's called dark red, so it's really a rich dark red color. And I think I'm just going to kind of draw some wonky flowers here and see how we can elevate this a little bit more to a more interesting piece. Now this one, when I trim it, it'll be off the page, so. And this is basically just to add some background interest to it. Now I'm going to take my black Posca pen, and I'm just going to do the centers and just a little dot in the middle. The idea of this is not that you have to have a perfect design. It's more of a whimsical design. So I'm going to go around the edge of the flowers with some dots. I hope you guys can see this. I know I do things late at night and then I get a shadow, so I apologize for that. It's not really that late, actually. Almost 6, I suppose. So, but I just want to give you some ideas of how you can punch up these pieces and make them more interesting, because as it is right now, it kind of looks a little on the, you know, my 5-year-old daughter drew that, but I'm trying to make it look a little bit more cohesive. So, and I think the wonderful thing about doing this type of project, where you just let your pen kind of do what your pen wants to do, with your brain, you know, just kind of relaxing. And it's a relaxing process to do the doodling and to do the designing of something, and just let your pen kind of go while you're having a relaxing play. I was watching a video last night, and someone was asking if we art with a calm, meditative mind, or do we art and think about 500 things that we need to do, and you know, is your mind still racing? I try to do mine in a way that helps me relax, especially when I've had a really confusing or exhausting day. So that's what I do. All right, so these are looking up, looking much better with the dots around the edge. I think I will try to bring in another color. This has, I'm thinking, a tiny bit of peach in it. So I'm also going to use some white. Let me see if my white's primed. Yes, it is. Oops, I forgot one. Pardon me. So I hope everyone is staying warm. I am thinking of those that are experiencing terrible weather situations, whether it be fire or hurricanes or tornadoes. It just seems like right now so many parts of the world are going through a very difficult time. So a shout out to everyone, and I am thinking of you and hope you are hanging in there. So this already, to me, looks like a much more interesting piece. Now, with the white, it's going to really bring out some other highlights of this page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some circles with the white, and some of the circles will be connected, some of them may not be, some might not even be circles. They might be kind of wonky ovals. I'm not a professional circle maker. If I don't have my I was thinking I had just put my it's okay. I was thinking I had just put my template, my circle template right here, but I must have stuck it somewhere else. Okay. Now, I want to be able to show you these in their entirety. But in order for me to show you what I would do on the other pages, I'm not going to be able to completely finish these. So I will give you the gist of what we're going to do here. And this is just, you know, basic drawing skills. This doesn't take any kind of magical skills. You can draw your flowers and your circles in any way you want. So feel free to do that. And I think that these things really bring out some interesting effects. So this one we will leave for now. It's certainly not finished, but we will move on to another one. So the other one I wanted to look at was this one with the circles. So what can we do to elevate this? Well, first of all, I'm thinking right off the bat that I am going to outline the circles as best I can in black. I'm going to leave the middle circle as it is. And we'll see how this looks. So coloring or outlining these is really making a cool effect. Now, pink and black is a color scheme that is not used as much, but I think because this is a lighter pink, or I'm sorry, a darker pink, I think it looks okay. So, some people like pink and black still. I don't remember. I remember pink and black being a thing like in the 90s or something. Or 2000s when everybody had a pink and black zebra blanket. Okay. So now what would we do with this? So we have some circles that overlap. We have some that just kind of connect. And then we have others that are singular. So what I would do with this one, let me see what other color pens I have out. I have a purple and a blue. And I have, oh, those are my really big ones. I don't want those. I thought I had my other ones sitting right here. Okay, so let me just use the ones that I have out for now. This blue one is very pretty. So actually, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make another circle. In case you didn't know, I love circles. And we'll go in with some over here. and some over here. Some of these look like teddy bears. So that's kind of funny. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do is even kind of join the shapes together by the circle. And this one, I'm even making like some oval shapes. So there is that one. Let me try the purple. Let me see if it's primed. It is. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to kind of just go in between where the circles are and color in. And I'll color in right here. It just depends on how far you want to take it, how large of an area you want to close in, or make connect to your circles. Okay, so that's how we can elevate this one. Love that. This one, oh, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Okay, let me see. This one, I really like the idea of trying to follow the square shapes that were put down with the ink, if you could see them. Some of them you can only see part. And here. Okay, so a few squares. If you're using your Posca pen or any type of acrylic pen, just be careful. Like right here, I accidentally smeared it and it will smear. So we want to be careful with that. So this is just, these are just little loops, nothing fancy, just little loops on the side, and I'm going to put some on this side. loops or humps, however you want to refer to them. I sometimes call them humps because they're humps and mumps, huh? Okay, so we won't put any on the bottom because we're going to end up trimming off all the white. So let me put one on this side so I can kind of cover up my boo-boo. And that worked good. And then this one I will do going this way. Okay, those look really cute like that. Let me see if I can get another square right here. And I will do bumps on this side. Okay, so there we have a lot of options. We can bring more squares in. Oops, that wasn't very straight, was it? But that's okay. We'll put the bumps on it, and then hopefully that'll even it out a little bit. And we can put a smaller one right here. And put the bumps on this side. Okay, so now we've used our black. I'm going to go in with the purple, I think. And I'm going to make some smaller squares going maybe in different directions and different lengths to kind of make the page full. So this is the kind of meditative and relaxing type of art you can do to make your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, to make your not only to elevate this particular print that I pulled, but to also take time to just reflect on, as I mentioned before, just what your pen is doing. Don't worry about, whether you burnt dinner or if you yelled at your kids and you didn't really mean to, or if you didn't get all of your ducks in a row for the weekend and it seems like everything's going to be crazy hectic. Don't think about those things. Just think about what your pen is doing and how it can relax you and allow you to breathe. And one of my arty friends, her name is Caroline, she likes to do a little bit of art before she goes to bed each night. And I think that's a really important part of our self-care. If you are an artist, or even if you're a novice, is to take time to do these sorts of things to help with not only elevating or perfecting more so your skills, but to also take the time to relax and enjoy the process of the doodling, the lines, the colors, what things kind of look good together, and go from there. Really does make a big difference when you just take that little bit of time to spend with yourself and not worry about what's going on outside of what you're doing right now. So that's just a little advice from me, because I have difficult weeks and my art is something that is therapeutic for me, and it helps me get out of whatever that feeling is that I have. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you take some time to create something kind of mindlessly, where you're not necessarily thinking about every single movement and you're just letting things go. It's really freeing and it's really relaxing, and I guarantee you it is something that all of us need. So as I finish my papers and take some time, reflective time for myself, I hope you all do as well. And you look at these examples that I showed you, and actually it's always funny. I don't really like red, but what I do on the red always is my favorite. So I hope you can take some time and relax and create yourself some doodling pages and just have some fun. You don't have to do them on the jelly plate. You could just use a paintbrush or stamps or whatever you want to use. So thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all are staying warm and staying safe, and love you all. Take good care now. See you in the next one.